Nature rarely surrenders one of her magnificent secrets. The ordinary objects of human endeavor, property, outward success, luxury, have always seemed to me contemptible. One must shy away from questionable undertakings, even when they bear a high-sounding name. People love chopping wood. In this activity one immediately sees results. I, an old man, greet you Japanese school children from afar and hope that your generation may someday put mine to shame. He who can no longer pause to wonder and stand wrapped in awe, is as good as dead, his eyes are closed. A happy man is too satisfied with the present to dwell too much on the future. I don't need to know everything, I just need to know where to find it, when I need it. Do not grow old, no matter how long you live. Never cease to stand like curious children before the great mystery into which we were born. Never memorize what you can look up in a book. Never underestimate your own ignorance. Nationalism is an infantile disease. It is the measles of mankind. If there is no price to be paid, it is also not of value. I want to be cremated so people won't come to worship at my bones. There is a driving force more powerful than steam, electricity, and nuclear power, the will. If I had only 1 hour to save the world, I would spend 55 minutes defining the problem, and only 5 minutes finding the solution. Never regard study as a duty, but as the enviable opportunity to learn. Insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Knowledge and ego are directly related. The less knowledge, the greater the ego. Be kind to people who are different from you. I must be willing to give up what I am in order to become what I will be. Genius is making complex ideas simple, not making simple ideas complex. Any fool can know. The point is to understand. Creativity is seeing what others see and thinking what no one else has ever thought. Experience is knowledge. All the rest is information. 3 great forces rule the world: stupidity, fear, and greed. Thinking is hard work, that's why so few do it. Mankind invented the atomic bomb, but no mouse would ever construct a mousetrap. The more I study science, the more I believe in God. Be a voice, not an echo. Adversity introduces a man to himself. Persistence is the most powerful force on earth, it can move mountains. Learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. The important thing is not to stop questioning. The mind that opens to a new idea never returns to its original size. The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge but imagination. Failure is success in progress. Women always worry about things that men forget, men always worry about things women remember. Intelligence is not the ability to store information, but to know where to find it. Success comes from curiosity, concentration, perseverance, and self-criticism. There is no vaccine against stupidity. Everything that exists in your life does so because of 2 things, something you did or something you didn't do. Don't listen to the person who has the answers, listen to the person who has the questions. The only thing more dangerous than ignorance is arrogance. God did not create evil. Just as darkness is the absence of light, evil is the absence of God. The height of stupidity is most clearly demonstrated by the individual who ridicules something he knows nothing about. The more I learn, the more I realize I don't know. Once you stop learning, you start dying. If you want different results, do not do the same things. Don't listen to their words, fix your attention on their deeds. Imagination is the language of the soul. Pay attention to your imagination and you will discover all you need to be fulfilled. I'm more interested in the future than in the past, because the future is where I intend to live. Everyone knew it was impossible, until a fool who didn't know came along and did it. The measure of intelligence is the ability to change. The world will not be destroyed by those who do evil, but by those who watch them without doing anything. Too many of us look upon Americans as dollar chasers. This is a cruel libel, even if it is reiterated thoughtlessly by the Americans themselves. I do not believe in the immortality of the individual, and I consider ethics to be an exclusively human concern with no superhuman authority behind it. Relativity applies to physics, not ethics. The true value of a human being can be found in the degree to which he has attained liberation from the self. Everything that can be counted does not necessarily count, everything that counts cannot necessarily be counted. Example isn't another way to teach, it is the only way to teach. Few are those who see with their own eyes and feel with their own hearts. I like to think that the moon is there even if I am not looking at it. That deeply emotional conviction of the presence of a superior reasoning power, which is revealed in the incomprehensible universe, forms my idea of God. It is the supreme art of the teacher to awaken joy in creative expression and knowledge. A person who never made a mistake never tried anything new. It is a miracle that curiosity survives formal education. Never lose a holy curiosity. Curiosity has its own reason for existence. I am neither especially clever nor especially gifted. I am only very, very curious. It is, in fact, nothing short of a miracle that the modern methods of instruction have not yet entirely strangled the holy curiosity of inquiry. It is strange to be known so universally and yet to be so lonely. The only way to escape the personal corruption of praise is to go on working. The value of a man resides in what he gives and not in what he is capable of receiving. I speak to everyone in the same way, whether he is the garbage man or the president of the university. Reality is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. Nothing will benefit human health and increase the chances for survival of life on Earth as much as the evolution to a vegetarian diet. If a man aspires towards a righteous life, his first act of abstinence is from injury to animals. I live my daydreams in music. I love humanity but I hate humans. Look deep into nature and then you will understand everything better. Whoever is careless with the truth in small matters cannot be trusted with important matters. The hardest thing to understand in the world is the income tax. I know not with what weapons World War III will be fought, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. Politics is more difficult than physics. Before God, we are all equally wise and equally foolish. Weak people revenge. Strong people forgive. Intelligent people ignore. The woman who follows the crowd will usually go no further than the crowd. The woman who walks alone is likely to find herself in places no one has ever been before. Force always attracts men of low morality. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world. Once we accept our limits, we go beyond them. We can't solve problems by using the same kind of thinking we used when we created them. It's not that I'm so smart, it's just that I stay with problems longer. If we knew what it was we were doing, it would not be called research, would it? Everything must be made as simple as possible. But not simpler. Peace cannot be kept by force, it can only be achieved by understanding. God does not play dice with the universe. I have no special talents. I am only passionately curious. Logic will get you from A to Z, imagination will get you everywhere. I am enough of an artist to draw freely upon my imagination. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world. Blind belief in authority is the greatest enemy of truth. Great ideas often receive violent opposition from mediocre minds. The only mistake in life is the lesson not learned. The only difference between genius and stupidity is that genius has its limits. You do not really understand something unless you can explain it to your grandmother. A clever person solves a problem. A wise person avoids it. The best way to cheer yourself is to cheer somebody else up. If you can't explain it to a 6-year-old, you don't understand it yourself. Time is an illusion. If A is a success in life, then A equals X plus Y plus Z, work is X, Y is play, and Z is keeping your mouth shut. With fame, I become more and more stupid, which of course is a very common phenomenon. Everybody is a genius. But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will spend its whole life believing that it is stupid. True religion is real living, living with all one's soul, with all one's goodness and righteousness. Science without religion is lame, religion without science is blind. The attempt to combine wisdom and power has only rarely been successful, and then only for a short while. Perfection of means and confusion of goals seem, in my opinion, to characterize our age. The distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion. Joy in looking and comprehending is nature's most beautiful gift. Anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. Do not worry about your difficulties in mathematics. I can assure you mine are still greater.